4.1, the Lord says, Imam vivasvate yogam praptavanham havyayam vivasvan manave braha manu ikshvakave bravit. I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. This is the process of disciplic succession. Following the same process, the Krishna consciousness movement is teaching the principle of Bhagavad Gita as it is, without deviation, all over the world. If the fortunate people of this time accept the instruction of Lord Krishna, they will certainly be happy in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted everyone, at least in India, to become a preacher of this mission. In other words, one should become a guru and preach the Lord's instruction all over the world for the peace and prosperity of humanity. Om Jnana Timinandasya Jnanandara Sharakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Dagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanshana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhyarevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Prasharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashkatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you for giving this opportunity to read the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please, I want the mercy of Vaivan.
No, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
This time we get the mercy. So I read the verse again. Thereafter, O king, the Manu, being fully engaged according to the instruction of the super personality of Godhead, directly reestablished the principle of occupational duty in its full 4 parts. So in this purport, Prabhupada explained how this knowledge is transmitted through the disciplic succession, and we can hear from Bhagavad Gita actually. Krishna said to Arjuna, I already said this knowledge to Manu, to Vivasvan first, and after it was transmitted to Manu and Ikshvaku, and now I give again this same knowledge. So the intelligence is not to create a new knowledge. This is what we call the Muni, they always create new knowledge. You have to be if you want to have a really good book, you have to create a new knowledge, otherwise people will not buy it. But what is really incredible is when you can just say word for word what Krishna, God said. And this is what the mission of Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we think, oh, it's already spoken. Like when we distribute Bhagavad Gita to Indian. Oh, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know Bhagavad Gita. They always say this. We never know Bhagavad Gita. If we know Bhagavad Gita, it means we are in front of the Lord with Arjuna and we are on the battle of Kurukshetra. This means we know Bhagavad Gita. But if we are just thinking, oh, I know, I read it, it's just a book, it means we didn't got the message of Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna was a little bit confused when Krishna said him, oh, I said it to Vivasvan a few thousand of years ago. I said it. I remember, I can say it you again. Imagine if a teacher, you go to the class and he say, oh, this knowledge, I already said it to Vivasvan, the sun god, few thousand years ago. I can't say it you again. You forgot, but me, I remember. I think we call a psychologist and say, I have a teacher, you have a little problem. I think you need a little bit of therapy. You have a little problem. But God is not like this. There is no ignorance, there is no tamas in God, so there is no forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is manifestation of ignorance. So in God there is no forgetfulness. You remember for eternity. There is no time passing and destroying what he had. It's forever eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. So he can say it again, and it means also that now he can say to us also, Bhagavad Gita. If you understand this verse, it means you have faith that now you can have the experience of Krishna saying you the Bhagavad Gita in your heart. He said it few thousand years ago, he said again to Arjuna, and he can say again to you. And
Yes.
but we have to qualify ourselves. The qualification Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given. This is instruction given to all the inhabitants of Bharatvarsha, but Prabhupada extended it to all the world. But originally Chaitanya said all the inhabitants of Bharatvarsha, they have to learn the science of Krishna, they have to know the pastime of Krishna, the birth of Krishna, Janma karma chamedivyam evam yoveti tatvata tyaktva deam punajama netima meti so Arjuna. If you know this birth, how his birth, his appearance is transcendental, how his pastime are transcendental, so Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So you are free of birth and death, so it means you reach the same state of consciousness than Arjuna and the Pandava, and you are with Krishna actually. You are already with Krishna. So you can give Krishna to others if you are Krishna. And actually, if you don't give to others, you lose it. Give or lose it. This is a system. Yesterday we heard a class of electricity, so we can continue. I'm not an engineer, but I know how the current passing in the nerves, in the body, because of my formation. And electricity is something you have to move or stop. And this is the same with transcendental knowledge. It move or stop. If you have in the system of electricity, if there is a cut somewhere, finish. There is no before, no after, nothing. Stop electricity, stop. And this transcendental knowledge has the same quality of this electricity. If it's connected, the current continue. So if you receive and give, you continue to receive and you continue to give, and there is non-stop like this. So this is why Prabhupada explained in this purport. You have to learn the science of Bhagavad Gita given by Krishna to Arjuna, but if you want not just to be a Jnani or a Muni, you have to give it, otherwise you will not realize this knowledge. So first, for sure, you have to learn this knowledge, and you get some also realization by reading and learning this knowledge. But if you want to live it, to realize it, you have to share it. This is a knowledge, active knowledge. It's not a passive knowledge that you get a lot of knowledge, you know a lot of verse, and that's all. Krishna will not give you realization. It will stay Gyan, it will not pass to Vigyan. So this is the main thing I understand from this purport and Prabhupada teaching, is that we really have to absorb this knowledge and give this knowledge. So both have to be here. If you just go to become a bookseller in the street, you will lose also. But if you are a bookseller but a book reader in the same time, you keep to increase this knowledge and you realize it, and day after day you read the same verse and it's every day new. This is Krishna. Krishna is like this. There is one verse in Brahma Samhita who say this, I don't know by heart, but Krishna is always fresh, always new. And it means in spiritual world, Krishna is every day the same in front of you, but you see always with new emotion, new feeling, new perception of Krishna, and it's always new. The same with Mahamantra, should always be new. And for always being new, you have to be connected to this process of getting and transmitting. And this is the best way to realize this knowledge, and also the best way to practice Trinadapi Saishnena, Tadorapi Saishnena, Amanina Manadena, Kirtanya Sadahari. Sometimes we read this and we think, oh, I want just to be a bhakta. I don't want to be a guru. But Prabhupada said this, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this. So if you want to be a bhakta, a humble bhakta who surrender to Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya, it's not that you should say, oh, I cannot speak, I cannot say this knowledge. The best way to be Trinad, to be humble, is to take this position, to be here. When it's given, you take it. And by doing it is the best way to practice this humility, to surrender to Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada. Why is the best way? Because when you sit here, you don't say what you want, you say what Krishna wants, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants, what Srila Prabhupada wants. You repeat the same. It looks easy, but it's not so easy. Because our mind, because our desire, we start to interpret, we start to change a little bit this knowledge. But we should just repeat as it is said. And like Prabhupada say, what is the difficulty? What is the difficulty? So this is why this knowledge is really simple for people who are simple and really difficult for people who are complicated. And by chanting is the best way to keep our mind simple. Chanting, listening, and more we do this, more we realize Krishna. Like Maharaj was quoting all these verses. Srinvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shavanam Kirtanam Ediyam Tasto Yabhajani Vidunoti Surit Satam. By listening on the pastime of Krishna, all the abhadrani, all the impurity in the earth go away. And by doing this, we come to the happiness of being in goodness. We are happy to be peaceful. Before we was happy to be excited. I remember before when I was student, I was not happy to sit in my chair and read. I was happy to go in the party, to go to serve, to do this and that. But if I sit like this, just bored. But now you have a great gift. You can think about Krishna, you can think about the Manvantara, all the creation of this universe, all the 14 system, planetary system, and you can think how wonderful is the Lord to create all this, and that everyone is different person, and in the same time he know all of us, he know what we want, what we did, what we will do next, and he's everywhere, but he lets us the free will. It's just incredible how the Lord is beautiful in his creation. So you can just sit and think of Krishna, and by thinking of Krishna in his creation or in his pastime, we get this happiness of being in yoga, in connection with the Lord. And this is the main instruction actually of Bhagavad Gita, to always think of Him in every of our activities. Don't change what you are, don't change your clothes, don't change your family. Sometimes we think we should fight like Arjuna. No, this is not the teaching. The teaching is we should always think of Krishna in our situation. If our situation is not we cannot practice spiritual life, okay, maybe there is something to change. But if we can practice, just stay in this condition, keep your family member happy in Krishna consciousness, and this Krishna will be very happy with this. This is what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. He said to Arjuna, don't change your activity, don't go to the forest, don't give up your dharma, your swadharma of being a kshatriya, keep it. But now practice your sanatan dharma. In same time that you practice your swadharma, your activity like a kshatriya, now you meditate on me, you think of me, you chant my name. Satatam kirtayantomam yatanta chadrida vrataha. Always chanting the name of the Lord. This is the process. And this abhadrani cleans the heart. And sometimes we think, oh, it will be difficult to clean the heart, we will have a lot of tests. But actually, this process of cleaning, the Acharya says, is as joyful as the person who already have love of God. We already experiment some happiness in this. Maybe not the same intensity, but we already have some touch of love of God already when we clean the earth. And so this abhadrani, this cleaning of the heart, is also happiness, is also joyful. And this is why from the beginning of Krishna consciousness we should always be happy. If there is something, some unhappiness, we have to ask to some devotee how I can improve, what should I do, there is a problem. There we should always be happy in Krishna consciousness. This is Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitram Idam Tanam Pratyaksha Bhagavam Dharmam Susukam Kartumavyayam Susukam Kartumavyayam. Always Susukam, always joyful. And it's Guyam is very intimate feeling with the Lord. We should not share with everyone. Like yesterday we was speaking about Srivas Thakur. He was Hare Krishna Jiva Plan. He was very intimate with Lord Chaitanya. And you see in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, this bhava, this emotion of love of God was really in a small group. He was not experimenting this with everyone. So this susukam and this intimacy with the Lord is something we should, Guyam is very intimate and we should keep it. We should not say, hey Prabhu, I got bhava yesterday. I was crying, I was trembling, oh Prabhu, this, you will lose it also. Krishna don't want we say like this. This is something we keep intimate. This is why also we should not jump directly to Radha and Krishna. This is too intimate. There is too much intimacy. So first we clean our heart, and in this cleaning we experiment this susukam, this happiness, and in this happiness we want more, we want to give to others, and by giving we experiment more happiness, and there is non-stop like this. It's ecstatic knowledge, always increasing. This love is always increasing. And more we do it, more we want to do it. So what is the result of bhakti? Is more service, more bhakti. There is no, in this material world we always do something, forgetting something else. This is passion. I go to work, I get money, and after I go to India, I go to Vrindavan. But if you want to go to Vrindavan, just stay in temple and chant Hare Krishna all day and you are in Vrindavan. Why you are going to work so hard like this? You are in passion. But okay, if it helps you to keep this happiness, do it. If it helps you to stay in Krishna consciousness, do it. But we should know that the real Vrindavan is not to go to Vrindavan, is to experiment this love with Krishna in our chanting and in our association with devotee, and to be not always projecting to a result. To chant to get more bhakti, to get more service, to chant to have the devotee come to ask you, can you come to clean the kitchen? Can you come to help me to cook? So it means you are chanting properly. If you are happy when you receive this, it means you are really chanting. It's not always easy. Sometimes, I'm so focused in my rounds, I try to listen. Don't disturb me, Prabhu, I want to listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So this is not what Krishna wants from us. What he wants is that we chant, we got more taste for chanting and more taste for doing service, more taste for being with devotees, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam, for giving Srimad Bhagavatam to others. This is what Krishna is happy with. Okay, maybe we can share some realization or some question. I'll read again the verse. Thereafter, O king, the Manu, being fully engaged according to the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, directly reestablish the principle of occupational duty in its full four parts. So you cannot reestablish the principle of occupational duty if you not yourself practice this. This is why Prabhupada come to this verse of Chaitanya Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he say, first become devotee and become a guru. This is the meaning of this verse. First, they engage according to the instruction of Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and after that, they establish the principle of religion. I think the four part of what are described is the four pillars of religion: purity, truthfulness, mercy, and one is
Austerity.
Austerity, yeah, austerity. Okay. No question, no comment.
Question? No question.
Everything clear?
Yes.
Good.
You can ask some question to check.
Okay, I will try. So, question now. What the verse Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission? You don't have to say in Bengali, you can just say the meaning. You also like that.
Okay.
If you don't answer.
Become a guru and first you become perfect and then give it to others.
Jai. And what's the verse of Bhagavad Gita Krishna Prabhupada is quoting in the purport? I want the number, the Sanskrit, and the translation. This is your.
What are you saying?
What he told Bhagavad Gita verse, he told, no? Some Bhagavad Gita verse. What was that? You remember?
Not that I say, that Prabhupada,
Prabhupada
say in the
a
purport.
Bhagavad Gita verse in the purport, which he explained. That Krishna says to Arjuna something. Do you remember? What was that? Something related to?
Center.
He was explaining, we can understand now also some years
Yes.
back. You remember? Yeah, what?
Yes,
Yes.
I remember.
In
that.
your language you can tell, no problem. I mean, simple words you can tell.
Yeah,
French,
he's saying
English.
that, like you give the example of teacher and the student. Like we can't remember like 1,000 years ago, but we can.
Yeah. So the verse is
4.1.
4.1.
Evam parampara praptam evam
No,
rajesh.
not. Imam Vivasvati.
Imam vivasvate
Yeah,
yogam.
yeah.
Proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manve praha manur ikshvake abravit.
I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. Evam Paraprapatam. I think it's just the next one.
Before
one.
yeah.
4.2.
4.2.
4.2. So do you remember something from this class? Something you can keep with you. It's nice to keep something.
Yes.
One thing
Yes.
we can keep about what we read, and who can give us some Krishna consciousness during our day.
Okay.
Something?
Yes. What
If
do
you
what do you want to take from this class? One point which you remember, which you like.
It can be I was too tired, I was sleeping.
No,
I don't say it's
remember
the case, it can be that.
You tell about the Trinad of this religion,
Mm.
you tell about that. You explain that.
What is humility?
So how I explain it and how it can be put in our life.
And you tell about the Vrindavan, that we get money and work hard and go in Vrindavan, but
Okay.
we can chant more and
Being Vrindavan
be in
here
our
also.
heart. Vrindavan. And Radha and Krishna, they are always fresh and perfect. Will you tell that?
Always, sorry?
Fresh, they are always fresh and perfect.
Fresh, yeah. About Krishna, yeah.
So it's, and you tell that when we go to sell the book, we should not be the seller man, we should read and
Amazing.
tell him about.
Yes.
You say that?
Mm.
I'm just reminding us.
Very nice.
Very nice. There is something left at least about humility. It is good to know that humility is not just to say I'm nothing, but I just repeat what Prabhupada said. This is humility. So you can speak a lot.
To publish the new book, to write the new book, you should have to gain knowledge or something.
I spoke about the Muni at the beginning, who always want to create new philosophy, new book, new this, new that. But our philosophy is to say the same that was spoken 5,000 years ago.
Nothing
Not
new.
change anything.
No new.
And if you say the same, you will be happy. It will not become boring to say always the same. You can read again and again Bhagavad Gita. It's always new, always living.
One person, he asked, Prabhupada said, your Bhagavad Gita is very similar to Ramanujacharya's or something like that. So he said, yes, that is my credit. I did not change anything, as it is. That's why it is known as it is, Yatharu, or as it is. So no change. But here in this material world, Prabhu was telling that new ideas, new philosophy. If you want to do a PhD, you have to write something new, which had never have been done before. But this is not our way, not the way of spiritual.
And I get one point that we should have to be like Arjuna, because before Arjuna was telling that they are telling I can't do and like that, and Krishna didn't tell anything. And when Arjuna tell now I am surrender of you, I am your student, and then he tell the Bhagavad Gita. So we should have to surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead, so we can guide us for our
We have to keep our position, but for Krishna. Like it's called Svadharma, material position. Like you are Mataji, Arjuna was a Kshatriya, you are Prabhu, I'm Prabhu. These are Svadharma, so we have to do this according to our body and our need with the body. But in the same time, we have to practice the Sanatan Dharma, the eternal duty, which is to think and serve Krishna, please Krishna. So the idea of Bhagavad Gita is keep your position, keep your duty according to your body and mind, but do it for Krishna. No? Not go to the forest and just practice meditation. This is a very important instruction of Bhagavad Gita, because for two reasons it's really important. Two reasons come to my mind now. Because Lord Chaitanya says the same, so it's confirmed again, like Chaitanya Prabhu didn't say you have to change your position, he was saying keep your position but always chant Hare Krishna. And because it's very practical, it's easy. It's not that we have to become a yogi or become a muni. Just keep what we are, but we do it for Krishna. So it's easy. Two things, for two reasons, it's very important, this part of Bhagavad Gita, this instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Empowered by Lord Chaitanya, who say again the same, and because easy, practical. Something else you remember?
He was telling that the goal of devotional service is devotional service itself. It's not that we have to have something else as the goal. So the goal of chanting is more chanting or more service. So we should not be materialistic in our outlook to aspire for any material things by our spiritual practice or whatever. Because this is a materialistic tendency to have something after doing some work. But this spiritual thing works on a spiritual plane, and when we do it, we want to do it more and more. And you were saying about the love of God, that already we have some spiritual love, or spiritual glimpse of love of God, right? And we have to do it again, more and more, and Krishna will purify our heart, and we will be able to do it more purely and forever, satatam, in future. And this is the same thing which we have to do when we go to spiritual world. So better practice. I think we are
don't expect anything change. It will be like this.
This is the purest thing, the actually highest thing which we are doing from the first day. Actually, by the mercy of Prabhupada, which we are going to do there also. So we better practice properly so that we can do it forever.
Okay. Thank you. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Radha Krishna, Jai Radha Suvada, Nitai Sai Sudana Sudha Ki Jai.